Hi everyone, welcome to Without a Clue Wargaming. It's been a very long time since I've spoken to anybody, since we put up any new videos. Apologies for that. A lot of things been going on. Dan started a new job. I've been working insane hours. It's not an interesting story, but it was a slight change in what I did for my job this year, so that's been a little bit of an uphill struggle, so it's kind of taken a lot of time away. My wife's having another baby. She's actually in the hospital at the moment. It's going to happen in the next couple of days, so I'm just at home at the moment with our two other kids. And yeah, so things have pulled back a little bit. I've not played 30k, I don't think, since we put the last battle report up. There might have been a game, I can't actually recall, but yeah, I haven't played 30k at all. My Blood Angels have gone. I sold the army. I couldn't justify having two legions to the size that I did, and frankly, I have a lot more fun playing World Eaters. I have a lot more fun painting them, and yeah, so the Blood Angels have been sold now. I think to a guy who he kept them as they are. I think he's still playing them as Blood Angels. It was one of the guys from one of the 30k groups on Facebook. Yeah, and it's been a bit mad, is the short version. We do want to start making more content. You know, myself, Dan, Mark, we talk all the time. I know Dan wants to start playing again. I definitely want to start playing again. It's really going to be a case of as and when. We're not going to really push at the moment. We're not going to make a hell of a lot more videos quickly, but we are going to start drip feeding things out again. One of the ways I'm going to be doing a little bit more content, and it's not 30k related, so don't turn off all you 30k fans. This game you might still be interested in, but I'm going to show you now what I'm going to be featuring a bit more of. So this is one of the reasons content has been low from Without a Clue recently. A lot of you are going to recognise it. This is obviously Star Wars Armada. This has become my new addiction in the last 3 or 4 months, to be honest. Played a lot of it, really enjoy it. It's a really fun game. I love the minis. There's only a few ships I'm missing. As you can see, I'm slightly heavier on the Rebels, although obviously people that play the game will know what the major differences are. For those of you that don't, you notice the Rebels have a lot more of the small base ships, opposed to the Imperial, where the majority of theirs are medium base. The Gladiator, hilariously, is on a small base, even though it's, you know, you compare it to a Raider. Maybe it should be a medium base ship, I don't know. Same as the Interdictor being a medium base ship. Should it be a large? A lot of people would say yes. Yeah, it's just a really fun game. It's not the fastest game in the world, certainly not as fast as X-Wing. It takes a little bit more setup, a little bit more planning than the average 100-point X-Wing game. I have been playing it mostly at 500 points though, if I'm completely honest. It just, because I'm playing casual games, it works really well at 500 points, I find. I know people like Krabok, who I've watched a lot of his videos. He's kind of guided me into this, so shout out to you, Krabok, there, because it's been fantastic. The content you're putting up, and I'm not trying to tread on your toes by starting to feature this. I'm really not. I'm just hopefully going to give another perspective. Yeah, it's a really fun little game. 500 points, as I say. Some people really enjoy. Other people say it should be 400. In fact, I've spoken to some people who play it at 300 as casual games. 500, I find generally you can take, you know, 1 or 2 more proper ships. The little flotillas, the Gazantes and the Rebel transports that I've got, you know, a lot of people use those in the kind of tournament builds and the more serious play. They are fun. I love some of the little abilities they can do, make your bombers better, throwing tokens around to other ships. But if I'm playing a casual game, I play a lot with my nephew. I'd rather take another couple of ships that can actually shoot and just get into a shooting match, you know, get into a grudge match. So they are my fleets. Obviously, I didn't get my fighters out. I have Rebel Squadrons 1 and 2, Rogues and Villains, Imperial Squadrons 1 and 2, In fact, I think I've got 2 Imperial 2s and 2 Rebel 2s, so stacks of squadrons. I'm not going to pull all those out, it would take up this entire front section of the table. Another thing I love about it is just how easy it is to put the game onto a table. This is just a piece of board, spray painted it black. I mean, yeah, you can still see some of the wood knots. It's not a perfect layer by any stretch of imagination. And then just went over it with some white vinyl paint, just B&Q stuff, little tester pot. So a few stars. Obviously, it comes with asteroids and things like that. And yeah, you will be seeing more content of Armada. I'm going to start filming some battle reports. We have tried to do 1 or 2 already, but we're trying to work out a good way of filming it. It is quite an in-depth game. There's a lot of decision making, especially at 500 points, and I don't want you to have to sit there through like a 3-hour battle report where 75% of the time is myself and my opponent talking about what we're going to do, not actually moving ships or rolling dice. But again, I've seen the way, again, another shout out to Crabok now, the way he does them, which I really enjoy, but I know other people can say they're a little bit too short. He doesn't show quite enough, so I'm going to try and probably go somewhere in the middle of those two, show a little bit more than he does with most of his quick battle reports, but not go to the full length of the game. And there we go. So that is one of the reasons I've not been playing 30k. Yeah, more about that in a second. So there we go. Armada has taken over my life. I'm playing it at least once a week at the moment. I just realised the light on my head. Look how bald I've gone. It's a really fun game. I absolutely love the game. It's good because I don't have the space in where I live to record 30k battle reports. I don't have. I could probably put a tabletop together. It's a very difficult game to get all the miniatures together. Most of my stuff spends most of its time at the store with Mark anyway, on display. So it's just not really plausible to be playing 30k here. So yeah, we're going to start filming more Armada battle reports, myself and a guy called Max. You're going to start to see a little bit of. At least you can hear his voice. He's going to be mostly playing as Imperial. I mostly play as Rebel. That will probably switch sides every now and then. We don't play ultra competitive. We don't play tournament builds. As I said, we play mostly 500 points. They're fun games. They're interesting games. People that might be looking at getting into Armada, have a look. Obviously, we have the tabletop Star Wars game coming out. The name has completely escaped me. I want to say Destiny, but I don't think it is. I'll double check. But I've already got that on order. So when that comes out, we might start playing that because it's a little bit smaller. You can play it more at a skirmish level, so we might play that on the table a bit. And yeah, the other thing I've been looking at doing, which again is going to be ongoing, is starting a small 8th edition 40k army. I'm not a huge fan of 8th edition 40k. I think I wear my heart on my sleeve on that. I prefer the rule set, which is now the 30k rule set, and obviously we have our own rule book coming, which I believe is now at the printers. We should have it in the next couple of months. I'll be buying it as soon as it comes out. But I do want to start playing some 8th edition, but I don't want to do an army I've done before. So I was looking at, obviously I want to stay away from Marines because I've got Marines coming out my ears. I don't need more Marines. And I'm kind of a little bit torn at the moment. Part of me wants to do Imperial Guard. I've always wanted to do an Imperial Guard army. I've always wanted to do a Catachan army, but kind of themed around a kind of 1970s Vietnam-esque army. So using all the Catachan miniatures, but perhaps replacing the lasguns with like little M16s and M60 machine guns instead of heavy bolters and things like that. That is one option. The other option I've been looking at is Eldar. At the moment, although my heart tells me to do Imperial Guard because I've always wanted to, my brain says do Eldar because new baby on the way, working a lot, 2 kids already. Finding the time to paint an Imperial Guard army, even to 1500 points, it's not something I see myself having, whereas the Eldar army I'm looking at doing is based on the Eandon craft world. I won't do yellow because I just hate yellow. I do like a spin-off, but it's a much smaller, more compact army to get to 1,500 points with, you know, so that's the other option. If I start that, I'll obviously be doing videos. And yeah, thanks everyone for bearing with us. We still get subscribers clicking on, we still pick up likes and comments on videos, which is really nice. And keep watching, we will be back. Yeah, Armada Battle Report in the next couple of weeks. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.